I went to go training with Rotherham.
Yeah.
But as I said, my head was a mess. I didn't give a good account of myself then.
Yeah.
So that's when I finished up there, and I came home and decided what I was going to do. So yeah.
Do you know when you say like you were training away, but your head was a mess? Like, can you explain a little bit about like what kind of mental state you were in at the time?
I was just felt under savage pressure when I was playing. My career wasn't going in the way I wanted it to, even though I put in so much hard work. So yeah, I was just constantly thinking about that, thinking about other things. What am I going to do after football? There's no way I can live without football. But then obviously I attempted suicide, and that was my way out, if you like.
Yeah, and without going into too much detail, but do you want to tell us a little bit about not the suicide attempt, but maybe the days leading up to it and what happened afterwards?
I can. I wasn't sleeping at the time, so Bailey was there, and she wouldn't even know that I got up. I'd go out driving in my car, just around the village or around town or whatever, just contemplating what I'm going to do. And then I made the decision what I was going to do. I was going swimming in the morning at like 7 o'clock before training, and to get to the pool and to come back, it was a really dangerous road. So I decided I was going to crash my car. So that way, if I did die, people would think that it was an accident. So that's basically what I was doing, but I couldn't physically do that. So then I just took a massive overdose then.
You know, like, for anybody that's listening here now, can you just explain how you actually felt, that real sense of hopelessness that you felt?
Yeah.
You know, because I have felt it before, and in my own close-knit family, like my mother committed suicide. Her partner would have committed suicide, Brendan. So I know it's like for a family member, but because of them committing suicide, there was a little, when I was really at my worst and wanting a way out, there was a sense of pride really stopped me from carrying through with it, you know. And I noticed like to feel that real sense of hopelessness, but something else kind of pushed the pride thing, kind of pushed me not to do it, you know. So can you just explain how you felt?
I suppose I did feel terrible. Now, you can feel it in your stomach. You can feel it physically. Like, for it to be quite honest with you, I still think about suicide a lot.
Yeah.
But I have my son, and no one's going to father my son, only myself. So that's such a huge protective thing for me. And that's not to say that Bailey and my parents and other people don't contribute to it. They do. I love football so much that when it worked out so badly for me, I was so heartbroken. That's why I wanted to end my life, because I just was so heartbroken.
But you have a lot to live for now.
Oh, I do, yeah. I'm really positive now.
Yeah.
And I started a new medication recently called clozapine, and it's been like a miracle drug for me.
Yeah.
It's helped me so much.
Do you know when you overdosed, did somebody find you? Did you end up in hospital?
I had the car door open, and I took the medication and downed it with a bottle of wine, and I left the door of my car open, and I could feel myself kind of going in and out of consciousness or whatever, and the next thing I knew, I woke up and I was in the hospital. So yeah, it was quite strange.
Were you in the hospital for a while?
I was in the hospital for 2 days in Hull, and then I went to Manchester for 3 months. So I spent 3 months in the psychiatric unit there.
What was that like?
It wasn't very pleasant, to be honest.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but you had full-time care, which I needed at the time because I still wanted to die. So yeah, I was very lucky with the care I got.
I'd say your family must have been heartbroken for you.
Yeah, they were. They spent a lot of time over in Manchester because that's where I was.
Yeah.
My mum described it to me a couple of weeks ago. She said it's like going out on a sunny day and having an umbrella up over your head. I was like, what do you mean? She said, because we're waiting for the rain to fall. The rain falling being my life come crashing down again.
Yeah. I can relate with that because I've been in situations where I would have been hospitalised through drugs, overdoses and stuff like that, and I would have had suicide attempt too. But like the family coming up to you and they're just powerless, you know what I mean? They just want what's best for you, but you just can't think straight, you can't see way out, and I just felt like I was actually probably better off out of their lives. I was better off dead because all I bring to the family is a ball of negativity, and I convinced myself that I was better off out of the equation. Do you know what I mean? And that's where we go with it. Like, it's not like a selfish thing to do, to try and take your own life or to just take a load of drugs. It's just you convince yourself that you're better off doing that and staying away from them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know the way your mother would have felt, just like the analogy you gave there? A lot of parents that have drug addicted kids feel the exact same way. It's like they're waiting for the knock at the door or the phone call to say that they're after dying of a drug overdose or they're after being killed. You know, so that's quite common. It's just a different way, because your mother was worried you that you might try to take your own life again. But when you're in addiction, your life could be taken at any moment because of the amounts of drugs that you put into your system. Your body mightn't be able to handle them. You know, drug overdose and jams,
violence and crashes and stuff like that. It's just risky lifestyle.
Yeah, it's just the lifestyle in general.
But it's the dangerous. Same. It's the same. It's very similar to what you experienced or what we experience in terms of being in a headspace where you're probably where it's like self-harming. Do you know what I mean? And you're living you're in a headspace where your life is on the edge at any moment. It can be taken, and the mother and the father are waiting for the phone call from the hospital or the priest or anything, you know. So you were in the hospital anyway in Manchester for 3 months. When you got out of it, did you come home?
I did. I came home for 2 weeks and I was petrified because I didn't know who knew or all this kind of stuff, and then we went back to Hull and I finished up my contract and all the legal stuff, and then we moved to Manchester. So we got an apartment there in Media City and it was brilliant. So we lived there for a year. My son was born. Son was born in Manchester, and 3 months later we moved back to Cork. So we've been in Cork since, and it's been really nice having people around that. Yeah. You know, people that I'm close to.
Yeah. What was how was Hull? What way was the club when you were in hospital?
When I was in hospital, the club doctor was brilliant. Mark Waller. He's the Rangers doctor now at the moment. He was brilliant with me.
We won't hold that against him.
No, I know. He was a Liverpool doctor before that.
We won't hold that against him either.
Yeah, no, he was really good, and they were all really good. They really helped me kind of finish up in an amicable way or whatever.
Yeah. So there was no like bad blood?
No, I had bad blood for a certain individual, but I won't go into that.